That's hello. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to use sewn thread, or let's say knitting thread, as bias in case your bias is finished. So here's a bias slipper. Here is it. This is how it look like. And here is the one that I improvised sewn thread as bias. Here is it. It's almost the same, and also it's also good. See, it's less expensive than the bias. So here is it. So let's start working. So this was how it looked like before I used the bias. No, this isn't bias. Get that? I just said it's a sewn thread. So you first need to cut your thread. So here's my already cut thread. It's quite long because the slipper is for an adult. So here is it. Here is it. So if you want to count, it's 1, 2, 3. It depends on the thickness that you want. But as for me, I don't want it to be that thick. So here's 1, 2, 3. And you have to divide it into two equal parts. So here is it. Here's the ends. Here's my ends. And here it's the start point. So I've divided it into two. So I will now place the middle into the middle of the slipper. So here is it. Now starts. Here is it. Pass it through there. And then you bring it up. So now I have this. So I'll pass the other side through under the slipper. Then it will also come back. Then I'll pass it again under. So I'll now leave this part to do this part. So I am doing it. So here it is. You hold it tightly and you pass it to under. And it comes up again. Pass it under it. Make sure it's tight so that in case you have to seal your bead on it, it won't get loosened. Then tear off. Your customer may be so disappointed and angry as well. You know, these days money is cut. Tightly. Tightly again. Now make sure you don't leave spaces in between. So you have to come all together, fixed like mine. Have you seen how is it? So now don't forget, I said tightly. So when you put this on it, you have to place your thumb on it so that it won't loosen up. Because you will seal your bead on it. Because it's an improvised bias. But actually it is a sewing thread, or let's say a knitting thread. So on top, down, on top, and you go down, on top again. Oh no, I made a mistake. This was what I was talking about. So here it is. You always have to ensure that your thumb is on it. So below again. So this is how the below looks like, isn't it? Below and on top. We come down again. So below and on top. Have to ensure that it's in line and it's fixed together. Not like the thread is here, the place that you're covering it's also here, and seeable. This one you don't have to see it. Seeable. I said my own English. So now I'm done with the right side. So and then we ensure that my thread is then fixed below it. Here's it. Here's my end point. Here, my end point. So I then pass the thread on top. Then I'll go below it like this, just like I was doing it. But then I'll stretch the thread. So now it's like this. So it won't remove even if I stop. Then I'll come to my right side. And let's say left side. Whatever. The place that you leave before you do the other one. So here we go. So pass it on the top and below. So on top, below, top, below, on top, below, on top again. Just like that. You keep going. So ensure that it is fixed together. You can't see much spaces in it. So that it's tight. You don't want to finish working and it's almost like you have to do another job. So you get it done at the same time. Tightly. Place your tap on it. And you leave it tightly again. I guess now you will be able to do it. So together. So look at it. This. So now we are done with both sides. Just like I taught you, when you reach your end, you can't do here because it makes the slipper make that so bumpy, so big, and when you're wearing it, you won't feel that comfortable. If you place some of the thread here, that's why I ended here. Have you seen it? I ended here. I didn't come here because it make it so heavy, and here's why I ended here. So let's try the last one. Then you pull it. So now you have to fix it and tie it at the back. So you then need your scissors. You push the thread. Make sure you don't cut it. So be extremely careful. Have you seen it? I'm pushing it softly. Push until you see that the thread can be seen at the back of the slipper. So I can now see some of my thread. So I'll then hold it and pull it. Pull some. So left with something. I was outside. Now I have this outside. This is the other side. So here is it. So here is the thread. You then push it in again. Just want your work to be all secured. Here's at the back again. So now you can see the thread. You can hold it and pull it out. So now here is it. You then pass all the 3 threads at the back like this. So 1. I've already done 1, so it's 2. Then you divide it into 2. So 2 at one side and 1 at the other side. Then you will secure a knot. Definitely a knot. Secure a knot and another knot again. Then you pass your thread again. So 1 here and 1, 2 at the other side. So here goes 1 again, and also here goes 1 again. So my thread was so long, that's why it's left with this part. But if it wouldn't have been long too, there would have been a problem. Because how will I be able to tie it at the bottom? So now we cut the remaining parts with our scissors. So now it's secured. You can decide to tie it a time again. So like 1, if you aren't that sure that your work was so secured, you tie it again. Then you cut. So now cut it. So this is how it looks like. After my cutting, I'm done. So now I left with this side. I then pass it 1, 2, so 2 twice. Then I then divide it into 2. So 1 at one side and 2 at the other side. I secure a knot and I tie it again. My thread is cut. How is that possible? It can be possible. So I pass this thread 1 here and 1 at the other side. So since this thread is cut, I'll then secure a knot and pass it at one side again. This one to the other side. Other side. Then I cut it. So with this, I'm done. So if you have anything on it, send it. So thank you so much for watching. Listen, I'm done. So here is it. In case you might be worried about the something on it, yeah, something like this, you can then decide to cut it. And when you're cutting, be careful that you don't cut your thread. So you can cut it. Here is it. So it's almost the same as the Biase, and this one is cheaper because you can use 1 sewing thread or knitting thread for about 4 or 5. That one to you isn't even expensive. It's so cheap. So thank you so much for watching. I want to know your opinion, and you can also recommend any other way that it would have helped me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Till the next video. Love you all. Bye bye.